Hey everyone, I'm Robbie Cornthwaite.
I'm Daniel Mullen.
I'm Angelo Costanzo.
I'm Marco Flores.
I'm Marcelo Garuska.
I'm Ian Fife.
This is Casio, and you're watching.
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 And you are watching
Purebred Reds, Adelaide United Fan TV.
Hi, I'm Daniel Mullen, former Adelaide United player and Asian Champions League winner with Western Sydney Wanderers. When it comes to any of my soccer needs, I do my shopping here at Soccer Locker. An Australian-owned and operated business, the store is located at Shop 5 of 181 to 183 Grange Road, Findon. Founded in 2017, Soccer Locker was introduced into the market to fulfil all the soccer-related needs of Australians, providing a huge range of quality clothing and equipment ranging from soccer balls, team kits, goalkeeper gear, accessories and much more. Recently arrived stock also includes stunning retro kits from some of our favourite past eras as fans of the world game. Soccer Locker is a specialist in premier range boots, Adidas and Puma, goalkeeper gear and licensed merchandise. Visit us online at www.soccerlocker.com.au with free delivery Australia-wide. So get shopping now at our Findon store, open from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday and open Saturdays.
Hello and welcome to the Purebred Reds, Adelaide United Fan TV. I'm your host Ellis Gelios. Back after a few weeks, I got COVID, which wasn't fun and wasn't able to do any broadcasting, but we're back and we'll be finishing the season off strong. Hopefully Adelaide United will be too, but that remains to be seen. In tonight to talk about the game tonight against Macarthur at Coopers Stadium. For me, a highly critical fixture that we really need to win. No ifs or buts or maybes about it. Has to be a game that results in us winning, and I think it's going to be such a tight race even if we do finish with 3 points tonight, so it is critical. And Macarthur are a team that have just played themselves back into form, having the fortune of playing against Perth Glory at the moment, which means that it's even harder for us because our form is so bad. We'll get to all of that, but before we do bring you this preview of the game against Macarthur tonight, I just want to dwell on the loss to Victory 1-0 at Coopers Stadium on Saturday night last week. And look, I was really disappointed, watching this one. It just didn't feel like a Victory game at home. Again, a crowd that was less than impressive, people staying away for all sorts of reasons. I don't know how long in the timeline we can continue to blame COVID, but it feels like there's more factors at play as to why the interest is dropping. And I just think it has a lot to do with our performances, if I'm honest. Really, when you summarise this entire season, even the good wins have been pretty average performances, and I don't think that the brand of football Carl Viet's putting up right now is really, a magnet to many neutrals at all. So we're relying on that core sort of 8,000 to always be in, and luckily those core fans, they are turning out every week, but it's just a little bit, it feels a bit off, and that is a shame because a Victory game at home, rewinding to pre-COVID days, just felt like a magic atmosphere. Obviously, I don't need to go on about it. We're all aware of what it's like. The build-up, it lasts for a good week, and the whole day is just an event in itself, outside of the game. And this just felt like, we're turning up and we'll just see what happens against Melbourne Victory, our bitter rival who beat us on the night, which was really, really disappointing. We'll take a look at how we actually lined up in that game. So Hall, he came in for Gauchi, who's suspended, obviously. Lopez and Cavallo, the two fullbacks, Timotheu, as they call him in the commentary these days, and Isais again, the two centre-halves, one day and Dorigo, the two screening midfielders, and then you had Brook, Ibusuki and Goodwin as the midfielders, with Toure leading the line up front. And a game that we huffed and puffed in, but weren't really able to blow the house down at all. Getting into positions where we can create chances, but not really being direct enough when we needed to be direct, and then not backing ourselves and going direct when the moment was there to really try and stretch the Victory defence. And I just thought it was a mismatch, and it didn't really work at the end of the day. No focal point never helps, obviously, but disappointing to lose to Victory again. And that record is just vastly evaporating. It felt like for a good period there from sort of 2018, we were untouchable against Melbourne Victory. They could not buy a win against us, and they've completely done us this season, with 2 of those games being at home. So off the top of my memory, it might be 3, but including the FA Cup game. But it's just disappointing, isn't it? And a lot of fans being positive and upbeat, but I just wasn't, because it's 4 games that we've been quite poor in, I think. Lost 3 of those 4 games, mind you, which is pretty worrying heading into the final stretch. And I wasn't thrilled at all. Victory lucky enough to score quite early in the game, and they just did what they did, didn't they? There was nothing special about the way that they held out for 3 points, but we were just not at the races really when it came to final product. And it's an issue Calvert has to address. It's among many issues that he has to address, if we're going to be honest. But let's look ahead to Macarthur. They've got a better record than we do in the short time that they've existed as a club, which is disappointing. I've talked about our dismal form. 4 straight games without a win is pretty bad, and our ladder position right now is precarious too. We're 5th, and Macarthur, who we were talking about their manager, possibly having his head on the chopping block recently, Ante Milicic. They're now ahead of us with a game in hand, which worries me a lot. Sydney FC, the only good news there is that they lost to Melbourne City this week, so they've actually got a game in hand on us too. Sorry, we've got a game in hand on them, so we're in a decent position in that sense, but still dwindling in 5th place right now, and we just need to win as many games as we possibly can going into the final leg of the home and away season. Otherwise, we're going to make it really, really hard for ourselves when it comes to qualifying for the finals, which, we had hopes to almost challenge for the top 2 not that long ago. It feels like just the other day when we were talking about maybe giving Western United a run in that 2nd position, yet here we are now clinging on to just being a participant making up the numbers when it comes to finals. That's how it feels right now to me. Anyway, the big news for Adelaide United on the cusp of this game is Mohamed Touré's out, which is really, 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 really decimating us. It means it's going to be a thin squad tonight, and Calvert's going to have to work some magic in his pre-game talk. There is no question about that. Changes I'd make, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. For me, one sort of controversial one, if you like, which some people might look at me funnily when I say I think should happen, is I think just throw Irankunda in. Enough of this bringing him on and relying on 10 minutes of magic. Just throw him in now. We might as well do it. We're backs against the wall here. In terms of attacking outlets, and I just think it's time. Start him and give him that big test at home where, the weight's on his shoulders, and see if he performs. He had no issue doing it against Newcastle in that away game where he scored his first goal. He was happy to take on the pressure then, so let's see what he can do when it's, a case of us having to win or bust against Macarthur. So I think we throw in Irankunda. Macarthur's resurgence, they played themselves into form, beating Perth Glory 4-2. They were 2-0 down too, which is something we should watch out for. Perth Glory, no real sort of pub test right now with how they're performing, but I think that, we do need to watch out for the fact that Macarthur can come back from considerable margins, and I think that they'll be up for this game, and I'm worried. I'm seriously worried. I don't see us winning, and, the only sort of positive thing going for us right now is Lachie Brook seems to be getting into that position that we all hoped and prayed he would eventually get into since he came back to the club on loan. I think he's the key player for us tomorrow night, and we really just need to unleash him. Hiroshi, if he's available, Lachie Brook needs to start finding Hiroshi's head, and, that's going to be the key for us. Just direct football, route one. Get balls into the mixer, get Hiroshi getting his head onto them, get him chesting down balls into Goodwin. Just keep the pressure in that box and just hope for the best, I think, because we can't really rely on getting out of the blocks early and playing good football. I just don't think it's going to happen. This is going to be a dog scrap, and I'm worried, but as always, I've I've got my fingers crossed. Look, let's hope for a win tonight. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a game that we'll remember for the ages, but let's just hope for the best. I've been Ellis Gelios, Soccer Locker. They are our sponsors. Get into the store there on Grange Road. They've got fantastic stuff as the football season has returned now. You'll need some new gear after all the wear and tear. Thanks to Flow FM for letting us use their studios, and make sure you get out to the game tonight, guys. Been great bringing you another video. Like and share the content, and thanks so much for being with us again for another episode. This is Purebred Reds Adelaide United Fan TV. I've been your host, Ellis Gelios. Enjoy tonight. Go the Reds.